Finished working this out. So we left off Friday. We had determined the limiting reactant. And I told you guys to figure out excess, how much is produced in theory, how many grams of barium phosphate are produced. So I need to take my grams of my limiting reactant, and I have to run this to grams of this. So I'm going to take my 0.2945. I did not like this pen. Moles of BaCl2. Go to my stoich step immediately. I have 3 moles of BaCl2 is to 1 mole of Ba3PO4 parentheses 2, and the molar mass of that, 1 mole of Ba3PO4 parentheses 2 is 601?
Yeah, that's what I got.
601.930 grams of Ba3PO4 parentheses 2. So that gave me 59.09 sig digs grams of Ba3PO4 produced in theory. Now I have to figure out my excess. In order to figure out excess, I run my limiting reactant, BaCl2, 2 grams of H3PO4. So I'm going to start out with my 0.2945 again. So 0.2945 moles of BaCl2, stoich step. There are 3 moles of BaCl2 for every 2 moles of H3PO4 and 1 mole of H3PO4 is 97.994 grams of H3PO4. So this gave me 19.24 grams of H3PO4 used. That is how much I use. That is not my excess. To get the excess, I have to subtract, right? So I'm going to take my 27.29 grams minus 19.24 grams. And for excess, I got 8.05 grams of H3PO4 excess. Is that what you had? So, what'd you have?
I actually subtracted the wrong things. I literally did everything else right. I just can't subtract.
Got it. So make sure you're subtracting from what you're subtracting. So this, remember, this is produced in theory. Yes? Yes? So I wanted to do one more thing. So this would be the new part. This is just like 2 more lines of stoich before we go to lab. So if I said something like this, if 48.29 grams of Ba3PO4 parentheses 2 were actually produced, comma, so 48.29 grams of Ba3PO4 were actually produced, what is the percent yield? So percent yield is the only other thing that we have to do with this. And after this, we're done with the notes for the chapter. That is chapter 3. Chapter 3 is limiting reactants, excess, in theory, actual. So the equation for percent yield is equal to actual over theoretical times 100. You can never have a percent yield over 100. You don't have to worry about any kind of absolute value because it should be a whole number. Actual over theoretical times 100. So here we go. I have 48.29 grams actual. So I have 48.29 grams of Ba3PO4, I'll write off the whole thing, over theoretical was 59.09 grams in a perfect world. So 59.09 grams of Ba3PO42 times 100. If the number on top is bigger than the number on the bottom, guess what probably happened? Either you calculated it wrong, you did the wrong limiting reactant, or you ran the wrong thing, or you didn't balance it correct. So if you get to percent yield and it's over 100, you are wrong, right?
It's something bad.
What do you go to first to try to fix it?
The first thing I would go to would be, is my equation balanced correctly?
So you ever-
After that, then if it is balanced correctly, then I would figure out, do I have the correct limiting reactant? After that, then I would check my produced in theory. So that times 100. So I ended up getting 81.72%, which is not a great percent yield. Because ideally, you'd want it to be 100. So I just recorded that. So if you didn't get that down, I'm going to post it together with all of the notes. So I'll have the notes we did Friday, plus this little 5-minute thing you can get down on your own sometime. And then Trey can watch those. Questions on that? Good? Okay.